What's good, people? Here, boy JORDONGK back with another reaction video. This is more JORDONGK reacts. I felt like reacting to some soccer today. I don't know why. I just felt like reacting to some soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, this is Jack Grealish and understanding why he's so loved. I'm honestly, man, so proud of this boy. And the whole England squad, man. Like, I can't praise them enough for how far they got. Listen, they didn't win the final. Is what it is. You lose some, you win some, man. You get back on the train. None of their fault. It was a penalty, down to a penalty shootout, and anyone can win a penalty shootout. It's 50-50. It doesn't matter who takes the penalties or not. It's a 50-50 chance. You know, you're not 100% going to win the game. It is what it is. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm looking forward. I'm really intrigued to see what's going to be happening in this video. Is it going to be like a life story of how he made a pro? I have no idea. But in the next video, I'll try and find some maybe Jack Grealish highlights, or maybe, I don't know, like another video just of some football highlights, man. I've still got another video I've got to react to from a guy that has messaged me over Instagram. If you're watching this video, mate, do not worry, man. I will get to that video when I have a free schedule and when I can react to it, and then I'll put it out. So do not worry, man. I am going to get to that video. Before we start, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. I really would appreciate it, guys. Yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into this video. Oh, sorry, the do right there popping up.
This is why Jack Grealish is one of the most loved footballers in England. Even after losing the Euro final, at home, he was attentive, accessible, kind.
Yeah,
to reach this point, the kid took inspiration from the education given to him by his parents, learning good principles and morals. But he also learned from a number of really tough moments he encountered growing up, like the death of his younger brother, for example.
Wow.
Despite this, Jack Grealish did everything to make it and become someone significant. So, be who you are, no matter the situation. And if you're going through a difficult time, take inspiration from Jack Grealish's journey.
Wow, man.
Everything started in Birmingham on September 10th, 1995. Jack Peter Grealish was born in the second largest city in the United Kingdom.
No, he's from Birmingham.
The boy grew up in a middle-class Catholic family. Kevin and Karen did their all to give their kids the best possible life. Humility, sharing, pushing yourself. They quickly instilled their children with important values. The love Jack enjoyed at home allowed him to flourish. But the kid and his family were...
Bro, where do they find this footage, man? Like, people... So, fair play to the guy who's edited this and made it into a lovely video, 100%. That's why I'm reacting to it. But where do people find this footage, man?
Passionate about one thing above all: football. In the Grealish house, they were Aston Villa fans for generations. As soon as he could, Kevin took his kids to Villa Park. He went to support his team on a number of occasions, but on April 2nd, 2000, while he was in London for the FA Cup semi-final against Bolton, he received a phone call. The destiny of the Grealish family took a tragic turn. Keelan, the youngest of three brothers, died at just 9 months and 7 days old. I remember being told what had happened to Keelan when I was down there for the match, and I rushed back. He was only 9 months old. He was a little angel, and I was devastated. We all were.
Sorry to hear that.
Unfortunately, Aston Villa were now associated with a tragedy for the family. But paradoxically, the club has also brought so much joy to the Grealishes. Because not long after Keelan's death, Jack passed trials at the Villains. And at just 6 years old, he joined his favorite club's academy.
Wow.
The little boy was passionate and determined. With his family's support, he showed that he had a steely mentality.
That's crazy, yeah, how a family tragedy like that, I mean, 9 months old, man, like, that's just, in my eyes, that's just so, it's so upsetting, man, for a 9-month-old baby to pass away like that. You know, no life, literally just 9 months into the world. But you know what, like, would that is, you know, if that didn't happen, would that have made Jack Grealish who he is? And not to sound harsh, but it's like, maybe not. Maybe he would have, you know, had it all fun and, you know, everything's fun, everything's Listen, sometimes it takes things like that for people to, like, say, do you know what, I'm determined now, like, I'm going to do this for you-know-who. Like, he probably turned around as a kid and said, I'm going to do this for my little brother. And it's just crazy how events like that can happen in people's lives, and, you know, they go on and they become the best people, man. Honestly, this guy at the moment, massive inspiration, massive respect, man.
Mentality. But on top of this, Jack was motivated by his younger brother's death. Now, everything he did was dedicated to Keelan's memory. Jack was only a kid himself back then, but he still remembers Keelan and he still thinks about him with everything he achieves. He won a cup with one of the boys' teams he used to play for when he was 7 or 8.
Wow.
We decided to give it to Jack's school. They called it the Keelan Daniel Grealish Memorial Cup, which was a nice touch. At the time, young Jack was far from being the most talented player at the academy. Yet, he was probably the most determined to succeed.
Right.
As a natural-born leader, he was able to build a lot of confidence. And he set himself a precise goal using all these ingredients: work, improve, shine. And that's exactly what he did. Over the years, Jack established himself as a role model for younger players. He stood out for his explosiveness and his ability to eliminate defenders. But what really made him stand out is what he could do with his first touch of the ball. The hard work paid off, and Grealish was called up to the national youth team.
Wow,
but it
man.
was with Ireland, not England, that he played his first international games.
What? How?
Why Ireland? His paternal grandparents were Irish, and his maternal grandfather too. That's why he played Gaelic football at school.
Okay. Fair play.
But when you grow up in Birmingham, it's hard not to fall in love with the beautiful game. Jack may have improved, but he still wasn't good enough to play in the Premier League. So, to build up some experience, the Villains sent him to Notts County in 2013. There, the boy scored 5 goals and made 7 assists in 38 games. When he came back, the kid wasn't used anymore by his coach.
Wow.
But that didn't stop him from being patient and waiting his turn. That's not to say Grealish.
Do you know what? Yeah, like the amount of footballers that probably go through the same process Jack has, and not being funny, yeah, like when you watch this guy play now, he's unbelievable. Like he just changes the game, and I'm not going to call him a second half player because he's not. Because when he's playing for Aston Villa, he kills it. Like he plays the whole game, and he's just creating chances, scoring goals. If he's not scoring goals, he's making something happen. He's just an unbelievable player to watch. His first touch, his acceleration, strength, intelligence. He just has the whole. He's overall, man. He has the whole package, man. But I think players like him, yeah, only make it that far because of their attitude. Like, and I'm 100%. He had knockbacks. He had to go down and play for Notts County. Probably didn't want that to happen. Probably expected to get into the first team at Aston Villa. My bad, guys. I'm just going to put in my charger. Oh, that is annoying because it's interrupting my video. There we go. Sorry about that. But yeah, man. Just unbelievable how some players go through that. They get knockbacks and it's like, oh, well, I'm not good enough. Well, he obviously didn't believe that. He believed he could play. And, he carried on working hard and, he got his opportunity. There it is.
Was relaxing. Quite the opposite. He worked hard. He gave his all to achieve his dreams, to the extent his commitment and determination were noticed by players on the first team.
Oh, great. Don't we love ads? We love ads, man.
Okay,
oh,
so what
two
the hell
ads.
is Ella?
Lovely.
Basically, it's a water bottle that collides with science.
And on May 7th, 2014, his efforts were rewarded. He came onto the pitch for the first time with Aston Villa. That day, he fulfilled a lifelong dream. But he still had a long way to go, and he knew it. So, to become a mainstay in his team, Jack doubled down on his efforts. And he was right to do so, because that's how he stood out and improved. That's also how he managed to snap up more game time. Everything seemed to be coming together perfectly. The more he played, the better he got. When Aston Villa returned to the championship, the young man gradually took the reins of the team and quickly became a crucial element within the club. The man who had so many idols was quickly becoming one himself. And there's a very specific reason for this. In the second English division, Jack Grealish seemed to stand out from the crowd, to the extent that at the end of the 2017-2018 season, he received several offers to play in the Premier League.
Yeah.
But for him,
100.
There's no better place to play than home. This is my club. This is what I've dreamed of ever since I was a kid. I have always wanted to play for Aston Villa, so I'm not going to sit there and think, I could have been there or whatever. The grass isn't always greener.
I think now, yeah, like, if he wants to better his game or become... And listen, he will always be an icon in the English eyes. Like, he will, like, in England, for England, playing for Aston Villa, he will always be an icon. But I personally think he could be at a top, so much better club. And listen, Aston Villa are a great club, man. They have great fans, they have the lot. But if he was to move to somewhere like Man United, Man City, I think he could achieve even greater things. But then, who's to say? Would he even be? Would he play? Would he miss a season? Probably. So, you know, there's an argument. There's a 50-50 argument there. If he moves to a top club like Man City, would he get the game time? Possibly he wouldn't, because they already have excellent players there. Aston Villa, 100%, because he is the idol there. He is the man they look for. So, I mean, it's 50-50, man. I don't know.
There's a lot of loyalty behind these words. That's why Jack Grealish is loved so much in England. But thanks to his loyalty, he's also cemented himself as a great leader. Because instead of abandoning the villains, he helped them return to the elite of English football. On top of this, the players successfully managed to stay up and even had some huge results. On October 4th, 2020, they humiliated Liverpool 7-2.
Yeah,
Aston Villa had amazing performances throughout the season. And on these days, Jack Grealish was often incredible. His club performances logically helped him earn more credibility. Gareth Southgate didn't hesitate when it came to calling him up for the Three Lions. But that's not all. He was also chosen to play in Euro 2020 with the England team. An honor that was so great, he played some matches with a broken thumb. This shows just how determined he is.
Baller, mate.
But after losing the final to Italy, Jack Grealish received some criticism. Fans and even former players accused him of refusing to take responsibility during the penalty shootout, but living up to his role as a leader.
Let me tell you something, yeah? You see all those fans there? They're all bullshit fans, mate. They're not real fans, yeah? If you're an England fan, you're England fan throughout, win or lose. Your team loses, you support them. I remember when I was at a local pub watching the game. Listen, I was probably one of the only ones that was still singing the England chants, even when they were losing. Everyone else was calling them this. Oh, they're a joke. They're this, they're that. Man, when your team loses, you stand by your team, and that is a true fan, man. Like all these fans that are on social media, you know, criticizing them for their performances. Listen, they got us to the final, man. They got us to the Euros final. Do you know how difficult that is? Yes, they lost, but listen. Yes, they lost, but they held their heads high, man. They held them high. And do you know what? They don't deserve that criticism at all. If I was an England player and I received that much criticism, I would have hung my England shirt up and said, do you know what? I ain't playing for England no more. They're not true fans, mate. And listen, I know that was like a small majority of fans, but that small majority shouldn't even support football, man, because you don't know what it means to be a true supporter. But yeah, guys.
And someone who speaks directly, he was quick to respond. I said I wanted to take one. The gaffer has made so many right decisions through this tournament, and he did tonight. But I won't have people say that I didn't want to take a penno when I said I will. The day before this tweet, when he just lost the Euro, he was happy to share a moment with a young fan. It's both this honesty and this kindness, along with his looks, that are making him the new Spice Boy. In life, Jack Grealish has fought to make it. After his little brother's death, he dedicated his life to football. He's worked non-stop to honor his memory, and in the end, his sacrifices and efforts have ended up paying off. A few years ago, when he could have left, Jack decided to stay loyal to his club. But after his amazing season with Aston Villa, he became one of the most sought-after players in England. And now he'll be faced with new challenges. But Grealish's journey shows that you should never give up. And to make your dreams come true, you have to work very hard. So never forget that when the going gets tough, the tough get going. They use what could destroy them to get even better.
Okay. Very well edited video there, man. Thank you for the I mean, I don't even know if this video is going to get out yet. Obviously, if you're watching it now, it is. But I appreciate it, man. What a video. I mean, there you have it, man. Like, listen, Jack Grealish isn't the only one who has a story to tell like that, man. Very devastating story at the start, but you know, that's what pushed him and motivated him to become, you know, if not one of the best England players we have now. And I'm sure all those England players have, you know, more stories to tell. They have their own background stories of where they come from and how they made it as footballers. And people will sit there and be like, oh, they're on this much money a week, they're this, they're that. But it's like, listen, you don't know how hard it was for them to get there. Like, you don't understand the sacrifices and the hard work they had to put in. Because, you know, if you can criticize them all you want, but you're not a professional footballer, so you can sit there saying, oh, they should have done this and that. Well, I'd love to see you take a penalty in front of the whole world. The whole world are watching you. Yeah, you got the world on your shoulders. I'd love to see you take a penalty. I really would. The people that criticizing them about the penalties, man, it just does my head in. And most of them aren't even football. They haven't even played football, not even at a decent standard. You know, so it's just irritating when you hear some of the criticism. But like I said, you have to just keep your head high, ignore it, and, you know, get on with it, man. Listen, they're not true supporters. The true supporters are the ones that stay with the team no matter win or lose, man. That is a true supporter. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed that, man. We're definitely, in the next video, we'll definitely do maybe some football highlights, man, just to spice things up a bit. But yeah, there will be a video suggestion popping up right now. Go ahead and watch that. I hope you enjoy it, guys. You were here with your boy JORDONGK. This was more JORDONGK Reacts, and I will see you in the next video.